So back on the channel now again, and we're back hard at work today, the 8th of January, and it's been an eventful Christmas. As I say, I haven't been that well. I had the old flu, but everybody's got flu at the moment. It's like I'm gonna say pandemic, endemic. There's just a lot of flu about. But I have seen in the news that they're talking about certain areas of Spain bringing the masks back. But here we are. Anyway, so this is a new type of video. So we're definitely going to be getting out more of our information video out there, more punctual videos about the NLV. I've got a lot more stuff planned to do about retiring Spain. Definitely going to be doing more factual updates about the NLV. We've got the EPREM update coming soon, which hasn't been published yet. We've definitely got updates on the criminal records checks, the medical certificates. So I'm going to be updating all of our content because a lot of it's very old now. So that's good. Also, I'll be figuring on YouTooSpain with scats, you know, every second week, going off on our tangents. As always, we really enjoy those lives in the morning. And this video, what I want us to do is just try and do what we call like our weekly update. So it's a constant, it's mainly, excuse me, based around the NLV, but there is other things that's going to come into this about just what happens during our week. Now, so much goes on. So what I'm doing as my inbox is things are coming through, and I think, oh, I should really say that on the channel. And what I do is when I get things coming in, I'll be like, oh, mark that, and we'll do a video about that. And oh, I need that. And then I never do it because we never have time, because you're always working, and this channel is something really I do in out of office hours. If I'll be honest with you, I'd like to develop it more this year though. It's always been the channel has always been a tool to give people information, give our clients information, and we also put it out there in the public domain. So we use a lot of the videos, which are now 2 or 3 years old, in our email templates. It became a tool for people to find us, which is great. And now we're part of the YouTube partner program, which is in December earned us the grand total of €9.61. But we can use all that money into developing it more. But this is one video I've decided to do, and so you have to excuse me if I'm not looking directly at the camera, because I've got my emails here behind you on this big screen. And what I've been doing is just tagging some interesting points. Now, we're going to call it the weekly update, but really this update's been coming from December, because I've got a lot of the Christmas stuff which I haven't published about. I'm also asking for a lot more feedback from my clients when they go to appointments and stuff like that. So the first, sorry about the old flu. So the first video, the first message that we got was just before Christmas. A lovely family of ours, lovely lady, White, Mrs. White, I can't really say their full name because of GDPR reasons. They went and she was helping her mum in Manchester, and they sent me a couple of photos of the building, which is great. I always ask people, please send me photos. I haven't been to Manchester BLS office yet, so if you can send me some photos, it's great, because it helps other people that we're trying to get through there successfully. And her message to me was, I asked her how did it go. She went, all went well. I wasn't able to go in with her for the appointment. So the first point to make there is that if you're accompanying somebody who may be elderly, they didn't actually let her in with that elderly person. So it's different. In London they do, but in Manchester they quite obviously don't. Oh, I've got a terrible cough, but the show must go on. Only the applicant could enter, and they're also running a little bit late. She said, in terms of getting there, she said straight outside Manchester Piccadilly train station, there's a few free shuttle buses into the centre and Salford, where the BLS building is. So it's very, very handy to know you can get there from the Manchester Piccadilly train station. Free bus number 1, get off at Bridge Street, take a left after the traffic lights, you walk under the bridge, continue 250 metres, and you are there. M35PF, which is evidently the postcode for the BLS in Manchester. So very, very positive experience from our client there, apart from the fact she couldn't go in with her mum, and she said it's a very, very ugly building. So that was a comment there. The other thing, this was a big update that we had just before Christmas. So this came through around the 20th of December from one of our clients about London. Okay, it's they had a great appointment. They said it was good, but they said one thing I forgot to tell you. So what's that? They said they gave us the option of surrendering our passports or signing a form and keeping them. So that means that London at the moment are giving you the option to keep your passport. This is in December. Now, talking about this, we always advise our clients to plan as though you're going to have your passport taken off of you. I'll tell you why. Because over the last 4 years, well, that's 3 years now, it's been nearly 2024, 4 years. It's been, you can keep them, you can't keep them, you can keep them, you can't keep them. We'll decide today, one day you can keep them, one day you can't keep them. One day. So in the end, I said, look, the standard advice has to be, please make your plans as though you are going to have your passport removed from you. And if you manage to keep it, it's a bonus. Because if you make your plans like that and ultimately they take your passport, then it's not going to be a problem. But if you make plans to move goods, to move yourself, buy tickets to travel, and you lose your passport, that's a disaster. So, albeit I had this email, they said they gave her the option of keeping the passport or leaving it with them. I would say it's always best to make your plans, because who knows, if you're starting the NLV process now, your appointment's in 3 months' time, who knows if they're going to change their opinion again, because over the last 3-4 years, it's just been yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. So that's my advice that I give you on that front. Where are we? Yeah, another thing that we have got going through is we've got an appeal going through from a rejected application. Now, we don't get many. In fact, we've only had, apart from the medical certificate scandal, which we had early last year, where they rejected 7 of ours straight away and around 100 across the board. Luckily, we got them all turned over. We never had a rejection, which we haven't had turnover. But we've got an appeal going through at the moment. And this is the first time we've seen one going through the BLS office. So what I said was send the appeal, because you have to send it in via registered post, both to the consulate and to the BLS office, because there was no indication on the appeal on where to send it, apart from the fact that it had actually come from the consulate and not come from the BLS office. So belts and braces, send a copy to both places. BLS office got straight back and said, excuse me, we do not deal with the appeals, please send it to the consulate, which we'd already done anyway. So that's good to know. It was belts and braces, we thought that, but if you have got an appeal going through, it's got to go straight to the consulate. What's next here? The appointment confirmation on my list here. Oh yeah, the BLS checklist here, the London checklist. Different orders how we present ours, so we're going to be changing the order on our checklist. And why did I save this? I don't know why I saved this. I think I saved this because they have here proof. Here we go. Number 9, proof of residence in the consular district. The applicant must provide proof of their legal residence in the consular district, or that they are attending classes in person in the consular district. To verify your consular district, please visit the relevant web section on the consulate. Now, it was really, really weird section. Now, how are people proving this address? They're using their driving licenses. On other occasions, we've seen people use utility bills as well. Okay, so I think it's a bit of a weird statement. The Edinburgh one is definitely a lot clearer. It says bring a utility bill which matches the address on your application forms, basically. And this is a big one now, and it's really annoyed me. The big update about apostilles, I'm going to do a video on this as well, I think a completely separate video, is the apostille price has gone up from £30 to £40 from the UK government. So a 25% rise. That's not in line with inflation, is it? You know, for a bit of paper on a bit of verification stamp on the back of a document. Really annoying, that. I mean, who just sat there one day and went, oh, we'll go from 30 to 40. It's a huge rise, especially when people need 5 or 6 documents done. So now, if you've got 2 acros, 2 medical certificates and a marriage certificate, it's £200 straight away, just for the apostilles, for 5 stickers on the back of your documents. Very annoying. So nothing we can do about it, but it's very, very frustrating. And we've got an approval through for our client Paul, and the reason I've tagged this up is because it came through in 6 weeks including Christmas, so that's great. So that came through, and it came through on King's Day, yay! So that was nice for Paul there. And we got through 7, no less than 7 NLV renewals, 5 from Malaga and 2 from Alicante this week, first week back, so that's great. We also had one from Alicante where passive income was rejected, albeit we presented P60s and the account where the money was being paid into, 3 months translated statements and 12 months of normal statements. So we're going to go back in with more proof. But we had a virtually carbon copy case which then got approved. So, you know, that goes to show that you could never tell who's going to pick up the file. So you've always got to be belts and braces when proving your income. When it comes to the renewals, and this year we're going to be tightening our policy a lot more, the more you have your assets or income coming into Spain, the easier it is to prove. I've just had a renewal go through where there was €1,000 worth of translations because there was 2 rental properties in the UK. There's not a lot you can do about that, I know, but we had to have the contracts translated, the receipts for people paying their rent, the bank account showing the rent going into the account. If you have got regular payments going to a UK account but you transfer them into Spain, it meets the minimum requirement. It's shown going into a Spanish account and you have on it where it comes from. You can prove the origin of those funds. Fantastic, because then we just need 12 months of the Spanish bank accounts. If it's savings and it's in a Spanish bank account, it's one certificate and it's job done. If it's from the UK, normally the bigger regions where foreigners live like Alicante and Malaga accept translated documents straight away of savings accounts, but on occasions they've come back and said we need this document verifying, which would actually mean having a document notarized and apostilled, and you only get 10 days to do that. So the more you can position your assets in Spain for the renewals, the better. Okay, so that's it. That's our weekly update. Just a few bits there that I've tagged. Oh, and there's one more thing here I was going to say, which I mentioned right at the beginning of the video, was this article from Reuters, which basically said that the Alicante region, Catalonia and Valencia are looking at introducing masks again for things like healthcare centres and public transport. So this comes through on the 5th. It says the region of Valencia saw its rate of respiratory infections rise to 1,501 cases per 100,000 inhabitants between the 26th and 1st of January. Second highest reported caseload in the country for that week after Castilla-La Mancha. Health chiefs in Valencia instructed people with symptoms as well as medical professionals and family friends and waiting to wear masks for the foreseeable future. Yeah, so basically they're just advising people to wear masks now, but masks could be coming back in certain circumstances in certain regions. What I can tell you from my experience is here, when I went to the emergency department, so I got really sick, don't normally get that sick, and then suddenly last year I had COVID twice and now this flu bug. And the flu bug completely took me out for 2 days initially. Then my wife and I said, get down the doctors and just see what they give you. So I went down there and everybody was sat. We have very good emergency departments here now. You'd never go to emergency for flu, would you? But you can't get a doctor's appointment. So I approached them and said, can I have a doctor's appointment? She went, no, just go sit over there with the other coughing and spluttering people. So I went and sat down. We got seen virtually straight away. And the lady said, open my mouth, blah, 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 blah. She said, you've got flu. And you're going to get really ill. Everybody's got it at the moment. It's absolutely crazy. She was wearing a mask. She said, don't go near your family members. It's really contagious. You're going to get sick for about a week. You're going to ache. You're going to do this, bloody blah. I was like, oh, cheers. Okay then. Good job. It was Christmas week, so we didn't have, the office was closed. But then she gave me some medicine, which was, and I mentioned it on my last video when I went into Malaga. It had codeine in it, and it was so strong it made me dizzy and everything. So just be careful what they give you. These strong medicines, they don't always agree with everybody. And I just went back onto paracetamol and lemon drinks and found my way through it. So but there's a lot of flu about at the moment, still a lot of COVID about. So yeah, be careful, and if you're in doubt or if you're at risk, maybe you should be wearing a mask anyway. It's certainly, I don't know how it is in the UK, maybe if you know you can write a comment below, but certainly here it's not thought of, definitely in Alarinas I know, and in Malaga if you're walking around with a mask, no one's looking at you going, oh, they've got something wrong with them. They just, a lot of people do it out of precaution now this time of the year. Okay, well thanks for watching the weekly update. This has been great. We're going to get some more videos on the channel. Obviously, if you like the videos, want to subscribe, please do so. And yeah, we've got more out and about videos coming soon.